Here's the math that nobody wants to hear. To stay visible on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts, you need anywhere from 5 to 7 pieces of visual content posted every single week. And not the same graphic reposted 3 times. You need different formats, different angles, different moments from your music. Content that stops somebody mid-scroll and makes them want to hear more. Most artists and creators post once when the song drops, maybe twice, and then they go quiet. And it's not because they don't care, it's because they run out of things to post, right? Let's say you made a song and you don't have a visual team and generating daily content for them, right? So today I'm going to take one song, just one, and we're going to actually build out an entire week's worth of social content from it. Different formats, different moods, all visually connected, all designed for short form platforms. And so whether you're an artist doing this for yourself or you're managing content for an entire roster, by the end of the session, you'll have a system that you can repeat every single week without running out of ideas or burning out. Let's get into it. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually show you guys a couple examples of some channels of some moods and things that you'll see on TikTok, and then we'll keep going. All right. You've got this one called Cosmants, and it features music, but you can see the total vibe of this TikTok channel. It's kind of got this like similar aesthetic throughout, right? So this is an example, and if I go ahead and I just press play, I mean, this one's doing just carousels, but look at these views, 5.6 million views, 7.2 million, 4.9 million. Others average 5,000, 7,000, and you get a couple outliers that essentially go viral, right? I'm just going to post one up as an example. So I'll mute that quickly, but you heard the song. You could see here that the song gets tagged right here on TikTok, right? So if I click on that, you see the sound and you can see everyone who's posted with that particular sound. You want this for a platform like TikTok, all right? You want to, number one, you want your song to appear. You want it officially distributed on TikTok so that people can select it as a sound, and you want to use your sound inside of your posts. And you can see this is exactly what this particular creator did. And here's another one, right? Now, this one's doing carousels of different themes. So you can have a theme going through, like, because it's relevant, it's going through the different signs of people. But if I click on it again, you get to see the sound. Here it is. It's got 1.3 million views. I don't know why it's not showing me the page. If I were to go ahead and pull up, let's say another, this one's called Letras para ti. And you can see that it's essentially going through and creating visuals for different songs based on the lyrics. And so if I come in here, this is just trying to represent the mood. Look at the background, very subtle, nothing crazy, right? Here's another one. Now this one's all Spanish music, okay? So if you do English, you do Spanish, you can pick genre. Let's do another. So here's the thing, when people are on TikTok and their Instagram, what's going to stop them, right? They want to listen to the music. So they want to have some visuals that go along with the music. They're going to listen to it. The vibe should be represented based on what's happening there. Like, for example, if I click this one, it's got like a chill vibe, essentially. So, and you can see it's like on a boat. It's just following them on a boat. So we're going to try to create visuals of different types. All right. There's different types that you can do on these, and we're going to try to create them, but based on a different song, meaning that the visuals are going to look different because every visual, every mood, every aesthetic is all based on your music or your artist music, depending if you're working on other people's content on this. Okay. And so that's what we're going to do. Let's come into visuals and we're going to pop this open. I'm going to show you the exact workflow and we're going to go step by step creating this. We've got a song that we're going to come in here and we're going to create a series of videos or visuals that we can use to post onto TikTok. All right. What you're seeing here is our platform called visuals.fm. And it is a platform where you can create lyric videos, covers, scenes, full music videos, lyric videos. I mean, the wealth of content that you can create here is going to be extremely helpful. And so the first thing that I like to do now, yes, we can create a lyric video. We did a session on this a week ago, and you can watch that on our YouTube channel. But I'm going to go ahead and create either cover arts or images, because before we generate the videos, I want to make sure we can set the tone and the mood of what these visuals are going to look like, okay? And in order to do that, I love to create the scenes first because you have more control. You can generate the image, and if you like the image and the mood of the vibe of the image, right? This is an example for me testing for this session. You could see 2 different images that I generated based on a song, and this gives you an idea of what it's going to look like. Because, for example, if you don't like what the image looks like, you're probably not going to like the video, right? Because we want these videos to mirror the mood and the aesthetic that we are coming up with for this, okay, based on the vibe. So the first thing we do is we're going to come in and we're going to select a song, okay, because I want to show you an example of what we could do. I've got a song here called Can I See You? Now, if you click up on top and you click on catalog, if you're an artist or a label, you can upload your music directly in here. And when you upload, let's say if I click on upload song, we will automatically not transcribe the song, and we'll also do a classification on the audio and a music analysis. We don't just look at the lyrics. We also understand the beat, the genre, the mood, all these different elements, and we do that automatically. And so the song that we're going to work with today is called Can I See You? It's by John. Ignore the username here. And if I come down here and scroll down, I'm showing you the entire analysis we do on the music before we generate content based on it. Okay. So in today's session, I'm going to generate a cover art or an image just based on the mood in this so you can see what that looks like. And then I already pre-built prompts that we're going to use to generate scenes for these videos, and we're going to do those as well. And you can see we identified the genre. So it's a pop singer-songwriter type feel. If you look at the mood, it automatically called out reflective, sad, romantic, warm, tender, sentimental, melancholic. So this kind of sets the overall mood and the tone of the song. Energy and the emotion. So it's got like this medium energy, but it's slow paced, right? If I come down here, you'll see the rhythm. It's 78 BPM. That's pretty slow. So this is a ballad, right? We break out the instruments that we detect in the music, the entire rhythmic pattern. That's what our AI can see to see where all the downbeats are. We'll do a structural analysis to understand the verse, the chorus, right? This becomes important later when trying to find the moment of the song that you want to put out there. And of course, the lyrics, okay? And you can scroll down and you can see all the lyrics that we extracted from the music. And we also sync the time word by word, and you can get an SRT file from it. This is perfect so we can create lyric videos as well, okay? So now that we've got our music in here, once you upload that, we're going to go ahead and click create, and I'm going to go ahead and generate some scenes. Okay. Now I've already analyzed the music, and so separately, and I covered this in a workflow before, you can work inside of a tool like ChatGPT or Claude in order to put together ideas and concepts for a song. Okay. So I provided the SRT and the file based on it, and I used that to create a couple different prompts. Now, if you upload your music, you can automatically click on your song, and you're going to see that we automatically start populating things like the genre. We populate things like the mood from the song, and we automatically start generating ideas and concepts for visual styles based on the music. This is great if you have no visuals at all, okay? And you have no concept, you don't have a cover art, and you're like, you know what? Let me upload my music in here and let me see what I can come up with. Let me get some ideas, okay? Everyone thinks that, AI is just kind of replacing their creativity, and it's not, okay? This should actually help amplify it, okay? You have total control over how much AI you use, whether it's to come up with the concepts, the ideas, the prompts to generate your cover art, or sometimes you just need to come up with a couple options and drafts that you can then work together with a editor or a designer if you want someone to help you to create this, okay? You can use it in any way you want. In this case, I'm using it to generate. We're going to see what it looks like, okay? Because this helps us get a good starting point with generating content or images or assets. So it generated, and now it's creating a custom prompt. But you'll see here, it generated the mood. It came up with an idea for a fleeting amber and intimate editor aesthetic inspired by the Shadows, Whisper Tales lyrics. So it's got that. And it's now crafting a prompt based on all these elements, everything we know about the song. And here we are. Okay. And so this one's going to generate a cover art. Okay. This is just an example. Intimate, deep, melancholic editorial portrait. Atmospheric, romantic style of the Wong Kar-wai and cinematographer Christopher Doyle. The composition features a silhouette of a solitary figure enjoying. So you've kind of got this entire concept. Look at that, right? And for the artist name, because I didn't update it, it's John. Can I See You? So, I'm just going to go ahead and generate this so you guys can see what something like this would look like. There we go. Now we've got the song Can I See You Tonight. This is the cover that it generated purely based on the lyrics, the mood, the vibe. And remember, this is very melancholic. This is a low, and I should play the song for you, but you've got this cover, right? What do you guys think? Drop it into the comments. What do you think of this cover art so far as an image asset for a song? If you're just trying to come up with a first draft. And I'll go ahead and press play here. So this is the song. This is what it came up with. You got this person here. All right, let me turn this off. So you've got this song. Now, right now you said, can you remove the words? You can, right? One, I didn't even put the artist image in here, right? So you could easily drop right here, drag and drop an image of the artist, or you can do multiple images if you want to put the image of yourself or an artist and you want to put concepts of like a feel, you can drop that in here. The same thing for these social medias videos we're going to generate. And if I wanted to remove the text, all I got to do is remix it as another cover. Okay. And literally all I'm going to say, and I'm going to use voice for this, remove all text, keep the rest of the image intact. So all I got to do is that simple prompt, and I'm going to use Nano Banana to keep the square, and I'm going to go ahead and hit edit. And in that one step, I can now remove the words, and now you have this image to use for whatever purpose you want. Okay. This is great. By the way, you don't have to only remix the images that are in here. As I said, you can actually come in here and upload any image right here, and any image that you upload in here, if you're literally just want to use one of your images, remove the words, you can use that. Or if you want to reframe this image from a square into a vertical, you can do that here as well. And there you have it. I've got the same image now with no words. So if I toggle back and forth, look at that. It literally removed it and automatically updated it to what it should look like. So now that we have an understanding, we've got our music inside of here. I showed you what it could do on the first draft. We're going to start creating scenes for social media, because what we want to make sure is that we get your music out there and it is posting every single day. So I'm going to paste a prompt that I have in here. It's going to be a wide cinematic shot of two distant silhouette figures standing on a vast, perfectly still salt flat that mirrors the entire sky above, the horizon line barely visible. So you can see it kind of goes a little in depth. Now, you don't have to go completely in depth, but you can do something very short. But this is what I prepared before, because I want to be able to really have control over what we're posting. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and use Nano Banana 2. This one just came out recently. And if you look in here, we have access to multiple models. Okay. You can play with them. You might like the vibe of GPT Image 1.5 more than Nano Banana 2, or you might like Nano Banana Pro. You have options and variety. And over here, we also have the ability to change the quality of these images, okay? And so right now I'm setting it at 1K. You could do 2K. It takes slightly a little bit longer, and it's slightly more in terms of cost, but it does get you a higher quality output. And then aspect ratio, I'm going to click on here. Now we are going to use this to post to social platforms like TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram. What do we want? We want to go with a 9:16 aspect ratio vertical. Okay. I'm going to select that aspect ratio, but as you see, we have a ton of other aspect ratios. Okay. So if you wanted to do something like a 3:4 because you want to put that on Instagram and you want to do carousels, you could do that as well. Okay. So I don't need any of these other settings, because all I want to do is use my prompt. This is just for other customizations. I'm going to go ahead and hit generate. So the first step we're doing, again, because I want to post the next 7 days, I'm generating the scene of the image that I want so I can have control over it. Then I'm going to turn that into a video. All right. That's going to be a loop, roughly 6 to 8 seconds. And then that we are going to turn into a video to merge it together with the audio and set it all up so it can play for like 15 or 30 seconds. That way we can drop that onto TikTok. So here's the image that it generated. All right. Now I let you guys listen to the song briefly. Okay. This is the vibe of that we're going for the aesthetic for this page. All right. And what it did is it pulled the lyrics, one of the lyrics that says, "Can I see where the stars collide?" And it wrote it twice. Okay. Now this works. Maybe I think in the song, and I can't remember exactly, it does the lyrics twice. It put it in here. Fantastic. Okay. But if you don't want it twice, just like how we've removed the text here, now I'm going to iterate, right? Imagine if this generated the video first, it took a while, that would have really sucked, right? I can refine what I want the image to look like here. So I'm going to click remix. I'm going to go album cover. And soon, depending on when you see this, we're renaming that to just image. You'll be able to remix it into an image, even though it says album cover right now. Now I'm going to tell it to remove one of the lines. Remove the duplicate lyric that says, "Can I see where the stars collide?" That way it only appears once in this scene. Okay. So now what I'm doing, I'm going to go ahead and edit this. You got to make sure that you change the aspect ratio. I'm going to put that to vertical, and then I'm going to go and edit image. So we generated this image. I'm going to edit it. I want to remove one of the lines before I move on to generate the video for this particular song. Now we've got our image. It's done. I revised it. I've got the version that I want. All right. What do you guys think of the vibe? Hopefully you like it. It's a good start. I'm going to go ahead and remix this now, but now we're not going to do it as an image. We're going to turn it into a canvas video. Okay. When I do canvas video, and again, we might just rename it to say video, but essentially what we're trying to do is take this image and now turn it into a motion video so that it's not as boring as just a still image, okay? That still works, but I'd like to see it animated briefly, okay? Now, I can delete this. Now, inside of here, because I already have the image as a reference, this is what I'm going to turn into a video. I'm going to click this little button right here that's going to generate an AI prompt using my reference image. So it's going to analyze now this particular image, and it's going to put together a motion prompt to say, hey, based on this image, this is how I want you to animate it, make it come alive. And so let's see what our system came up with to animate this video. Looping canvas video prompt. All right. A wide minimalist dreamscape at night. Two small human silhouettes holding hands stand centered in an endless mirror flat shallow. Above them, an impossibly dense star field and a soft Milky Way band overhead. It's kind of describing all the parts. Micro movements everywhere. Faint ripples radiate from the couple's feet in ultra slow motion. The camera is locked off symmetrical composition. So you could see it kind of goes pretty detailed on this particular prompt. Now, the beauty of this is you get to read the prompts that we come up with and then change it, right? And you can make any adjustments that you want to this particular prompt. Now, I want the text to appear, but right now in our prompt, we default in these videos to remove the text. I want to see what it looks like with the text, all right? So I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. Keep figures anonymous and small, emphasizing scale, silence, and wonder. Look at that, all right? So I've got my prompt, it's set up. Now what we want to do is choose, let's keep scrolling. We're going to choose the AI model that we're going to use to generate this particular video. Now, I would say the preference is going to be VO 3.1 Flash, okay? But we do have other options, all right? You can use Runway Gen-4. You've got Luma Ray 2. Now, Luma Ray 2 works great for loops because we have a feature that can loop the video from the beginning to the end. I'm going to go ahead and use VO 3.1 Flash, okay? So between these two, Flash is going to be faster. It's going to generate much faster, but it's also sometimes could have artifacts or lower quality output. The regular version gets you more accurate outputs in the end, okay? But I encourage you to try both and see the ones that you like. I'm going to use Flash because I want it to generate a little bit faster for this session so I can show you what these look like. Now, for the video duration, you have options, okay? You could do 4 seconds, 6 seconds, or 8 seconds. Okay. If you were doing multiple scenes in one particular video, 4 seconds would be good because sometimes you don't need the whole 8-second scene and you might want to have multiple faster cuts. In this case, we're going to do one looping video because we want to post 7 days worth of content. So I'm going to do 7 of these types of videos. Okay. The other cool thing with VO 3.1 is that it has audio generation, okay? We don't need that right now. Why? Because these videos are going to have our music in the background. But let's say you were going to run an ad and you wanted it to have a voiceover or sound effects or something cool. You can enable it and in the prompt describe what you want the background sounds and settings to be like. So we don't need it right now. I'm going to disable it. The aspect ratio, we're doing 9:16. Spotify, it's also great for Spotify Canvas, but this is going to be a vertical clip we can use for social media. So I'm going to go ahead and hit generate now. Now, I'm going to go ahead and open the cover art and images page again, because I want to generate a second scene while the video is creating, okay? You can see the progress, it's still creating. So I have a second video that I want to create, and I'll just have it in here creating in the background while we're making the video. And I'm going to go ahead and hit it right here. Nano Banana 2, got my quality, just let that run. Vertical right there. Actually, I think 1K is fine for right now. And I'll hit generate. Video's ready. Let's check it out. I'm going to go ahead and open it. And there you go. Check this out. What do you guys think? So, recap how we got here so far. We got the vibe of the music. I put in a prompt for what I wanted the first post to be for social media. After we generated the image and we revised it because we wanted to take out the extra text, we then turned it into a Canvas video. And in the Canvas video, we had our visuals AI automatically analyze the image to put together a motion prompt. And this is the motion that it described in order to create for the video. And by the way, I used VO 3.1 Flash. I didn't even use the more powerful version, and it came out great. And now that I've got this particular video, I want to go ahead and I want to turn it into a video with the audio in the background so that I can drop that into TikTok. Now, if you've got your TikTok sound already available and distributed on TikTok, you could just upload this clip directly and then select your song in the background. Okay, that's one way to do it. And the second way, which is right here, I'm going to go ahead and click lyric video. When you go through to create a lyric video, this creates lyric videos, but it also just creates videos in general. right? So you can kind of use it for multiple use cases. You could create a lyric video every single day to post on social media, or in one session, generate like 5, 7, 10 and batch create. I'm going to go ahead and hit Can I See You, or select that song. And because I already generated the video, I'm going to go ahead and select from my library, and it's going to pull up a bunch of visuals that I've created. Now, if I come here, here's the video, right, that I just created. This is another scene that we're going to look at in a minute. Here's the one that we just created. I'm going to click continue. So here I'm going to create my video. Now we go step by step in the process. So here's what's cool, right? For your TikTok or Instagram, you're not going to post a full duration of the song. Okay. You could, if you were making a lyric video, and you have total control to customize what part of the song you want to use, right? So I'm going to go ahead and press play.
Like a gentle breeze.
So you see it's got this part of the song. I can like move it. Let's say you don't know exactly where the chorus is, or the verse, or the best part of the song, right? So we have options that say best, chorus, and verse. You can select which one do you want for this particular video. So I'm just going to come in here and say, you know what? I want you to find the best part of the song to use for this particular video. And it'll try to find something anywhere between like 30 seconds to a minute or something like that. And so we'll just give that a second. It's going to analyze the music and give us their feedback. And there you go. So it's done. It found between 35 seconds and 68 seconds as potentially the best part of the song. Let's go ahead and preview that. So look at that. It found it. That's pretty much the chorus. Let me make sure it started at the right spot. So the only thing I caught is it had like a slight delay, and most of the time it gets it right. But in this case, I'm going to make a slight tweak. Let me see.
Can I see?
There you go. So very slight tweak, but now I've got the song. It's the exact piece of the song that I want to use for this particular session. Now we've got this particular part of the song. Now for the aspect ratio, again, I'm going to go ahead and hit portrait mode, all right? Because we're going to do a portrait video. But again, because you can use this flow hundreds of times, okay? You could create hundreds of videos directly here. You can continue to create them in different aspect ratios. That's up to you, okay? Like for example, because I'm using a portrait video, if I used landscape, you'll see here we have something called intelligent reframing. We will actually recreate the rest of the pixels, because if you have a portrait video, you want the rest of the pixels for the landscape version of the video, and we'll use AI to automatically create and reframe those pixels so that you can see what your scene would look like in a landscape view. But again, we are focused on TikTok. I'm going to click portrait. Now clip duration, I want it to be 8 seconds long because that's the duration of the video that we just generated, okay? But why is this important? Let's say you were going to create a video and you were going to piece together like 10 different clips together. You could select that you want the clips to be half a second each, or 1 second, 2 seconds each, because you want each cut to be faster pace, okay? That's all this is doing, is automating that workflow of the duration of every song before it puts it together for you. I'm going to disable intelligent reframing. And in this particular scenario, we could do Ken Burns, we could do a fade or a hard cut. Maybe I'll just do like a fade in effect and a fade out. So now I've got my enter and exit animation, and I'm going to go ahead and hit generate lyric video. Now it's loading all the assets. This is a cool part because you can actually customize what happens from here. So let's go ahead and preview. If I take a look at this, one of the things that this flow does is it automatically overlays the lyrics on the video. For this particular video, we're not going to actually use the lyrics, but you get to see what that looks like. You'll see down here, we have a full video editor. You have the captions as a layer. You've got the clips repeated because we're just going to loop this particular video. And you've got the audio down here that we selected from the video. I'm going to go ahead and press play. So because I don't need the lyrics, I'm going to actually select it and delete it. Okay, you could customize it, the fonts, the styles, the words, but let's get rid of it because we want this particular clip clean and ready for social. Let's see.
Underneath the heavens where we can't hide, with every heartbeat pulling me close to you. Tell me, darling, can I see you too?
All right. So remember, over video, over, Riverside, maybe it's not going to be, I don't know if it's choppy for your end. Hopefully it came out well. But this plays a seamless video that you can use for social media. If you look at a lot of videos that get thousands, tens of thousands, sometimes millions of views, they are simple. Okay. You could do multiple scenes, multiple cuts. there is a place for that, okay? And you can do that in here. But in this case, we are trying to make sure that you can keep everyone sane and create these short clips to get music heard. You get the vibe of the song, you have one of the key lyrics, can I see where the stars collide? And now it gets people into the vibe of the particular song. And that's what we're doing here. Once you're done, let's say you're ready, you want to use it as is, okay? I'm going to go ahead and hit export. And when you export, you're just going to select an MP4 file, okay? I'm going to use 1080p. ProRes, that's if you're creating like an official music video or lyric video and you need a high-res copy to upload directly to like, Vivo or for Spotify or Apple, because they require these high-res requirements, okay? MP4 is all I need. Click render and it'll automatically start rendering the video and give you a download link that you can use to share on any social media. I just downloaded my first video. That is ready. I've got it on my computer as a file. So I'm kind of done here, right? I'm going to go back out and I want to go ahead and create the second one. Now, if you remember, while we were talking, I generated this second image while we were making the video. And so this is the vibe of the second image now that I want to post on social media, okay? Again, you can refine it if you want to make tweaks to it, but I like it. I think it's pretty cool and different. And again, the song is like, can I see you tonight? Can I see you where the stars collide? It kind of gives that like vibe and feel. So we're going to go ahead and remix this. And this is what I was showing you earlier, right? You can click this little pencil button. And then right here, you're going to say as a canvas video, because now I want to turn this particular image into a video. I'm going to delete the original prompt that I had because I need it now to come up with a motion prompt. So if I click this button here, it's now analyzing this new image, this visual, and it's going to generate a creative prompt for that one. All right. And it's got the canvas video, ancient stone archway. Let's look at what the motion talks about. So you can see it describes everything, the lighting, the texture forward realism. You can see how it goes very detailed into what to do. And there's no text in this one because that's the idea. I'm going to scroll down and you're going to see now I'm going to choose my VO 3.1 flash model again. We're going to keep the duration 8 seconds. I'm going to disable audio generation and we're doing a 9:16 aspect ratio. And now I'm going to hit generate. While that's generating, let's go ahead and create the other scenes. I want to create another scene in here because remember we're generating these videos. Now I'm going to go to my prompts that I have on the side. I know you can't see them, but I'm going to paste it here for you because the next one that I want to do after this is essentially going to show the name of the song and the artist inside of the visual. And so we're going to see what this looks like. I'm going to use Nano Banana 2 and I'm going to do a vertical aspect ratio. Perfect. And let's go ahead and just hit generate. And meanwhile, you see the status here. We got the video that's being generated. Now, I encourage you, you could come in here and you're like, all right, if I've got all these posts and all this content, let me create my 7 visuals first, refine them, make sure I'm happy with them, and then go through the process and then generate all the videos. And that's one way. But right now I want to show you finished outputs, which is why I'm trying to do each one at a time. But I want to have the image ready so that when we're done with the video, we can come back to it. So video is still generating. I'm going to come back to images. Let's see what it came up with for the next one. And here we go. So now it came up with another one. This is a format like, hey, you're telling people your song is out now. Can I See You by John, out now. Very simple format, okay? You could go much more in depth if you wanted to see what something like that would look like. But at least now you've got this one ready to go, which shows you the variety that you could do on social media. All right, let's go back to the video and see what it came up with in terms of the motion prompt. There you go. What do you think of this video? So let's go here. Now, what I want to do is turn this into a lyric video. I'm going to come back, click create. I'm going to click here on lyric video now because I want to make this one into another social media video I can post. I'm going to select the song that I had and I'm going to go to my library. Here we go. Here is the video that I just created and I'm going to click here on continue at the bottom. Now remember, I didn't do this, but you could select multiple. You don't have to just create one. I could select multiple visuals in here, but right now I'm just selecting one. I'm going to click continue. Let's go ahead and find, let's say, the chorus of the song. So now it's going to detect it. We're going to let that run so it can find a snippet. I'm going to go select portrait because now I'm going to select the portrait aspect ratio. My clip duration, like I did earlier, I'm going to change this to 8 seconds. But again, if your song or video was 4 seconds or 6, you would just change that accordingly. It found the chorus, but let me see. Now you could select a different part of the song. It doesn't have to be that part, right? I'm gonna go with this one. It still has the chorus, but a little bit more amplified, right? So let's go with that one. And I'm not gonna reframe it. It's already good. And then whatever we got now, Ken Burns effect. You can do that. That works great for images. We just do a fade in, fade out and click create. That way now we have the second video generating. We can see what that looks like with the song. All right, let's see questions while this is generating. I like it. Can you give us a prompt you used to get that light coming towards us? Yes, I can get you that prompt. I might even make this public and you could remix this particular video on our platform. That way you could use it however you like. You could recreate it, come up with your own version of it. Now we've got the lyric video, or the video for social media. You could post this on TikTok. Remember, it's going to start off, it's going to show the lyrics. And again, you could use the lyrics. You don't have to go without it. So let's just see what this looks like, and I'll press play.
We can't hide with every heartbeat pulling me close to you.
Again, the glitches are because I'm live streaming while doing this at the same time.
Can I see you too?
Thoughts so far? You guys like it? We're talking about music. We're trying to get people into the vibe of your music and your song. And this is just a vibe that's coming out of this particular song, okay? But you have total creative control. It doesn't have to be what you're seeing here, and you can change it. And again, like I said, you can come here, you can export it to any format that you want. You can customize it. You can add more videos. You know, we have a stock video library. We have a stock image library you can pull from if you ever wanted to. You can add text on top, so you can just put titles or something in here if you wanted to. Or you can drop more videos from your library onto the canvas in order to extend this particular video. But again, I don't need to, because I want right now quick, simple. I want to make sure I'm getting content out there daily, portraying the music of my song. And this is an example of one of those vibes. Right? So I'll close that and I'm going to pop open. Let's do another one. We've got this one called, right, the same song, but different image. This one's got the header. This could be like a story post, right? Post it as a story, telling people your song is out now. I can refine this. I can say, hey, you know, add the Spotify and Apple logos. You could do stuff like that if you want to say like available on Apple Music and Spotify or something like that. You can add whatever copy you want. I could change the font and say, hey, make it in cursive, right? Let's just do that quickly, because I think it's important for you to see how you can iterate if you don't like this in particular. And so if I were to make adjustments to this, for the font for the song, Can I See You, make it more in a handwritten font that goes with the style of this ballad. Underneath Out Now, let's shift it up more and add the Spotify and Apple Music logos so people know where to buy it or to listen to it. To buy it, to listen to it. All right. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to refine this particular image. I want to make an adjustment. Let's see what this does live. Again, I want to keep it in a vertical format. I want the font to be in a handwritten format. And one thing I always suggest, and I didn't do it, I'm going to do it now, is to give it instructions. Do not make any other changes to the image, you see? So that way we know that we want this exact particular image. And I'm going to go ahead and hit generate. Check that out. It didn't put it exactly where I wanted it. I probably could have been a little bit more explicit, but what do you guys think so far with this version? If we're doing like a promo for a particular song, do you guys like the handwritten version or this version more? Handwritten, first version, we got multiple. All right. I just tweaked the instructions. We're going to try it one more time. I'm doing this on purpose because I want to show you that, one, yes, sometimes AI doesn't get what you want the first try, but don't give up. Okay. It's the same thing if you worked with an agency or a designer, right? People, they're not going to know exactly what you want every single time, but they can try to get close to it. And that's one thing that I suggest anytime you work with AI inside of visuals or any other AI platform is you're going to have to iterate sometimes. Okay. In this case, I wasn't explicit from what I saw to put Spotify and Apple Music logo underneath the Out Now. And I just added that text and I'm creating it again. And I'm saying, you know, I want these logos underneath the text Out Now so people know where to listen to it. Or maybe the first time it came up with this regular font and I wanted it as a cursive, right? Or a handwritten. You just got to be more explicit on it. And look at this. Okay. Now this, you could see how I iterated it 3 times, right? This one added the logos, not in the position I wanted it to. I did it one more time and here it is. And if I zoom into it, you see, Can I See You, John? And at the bottom it says Out Now with the Spotify and Apple Music logo. Okay. Now this is ready for me to go ahead and turn it into a video because I just iterated on it and now I'm more happy with this particular result. But like, for example, if someone said that they liked the first version, you don't have to go with this version. You could do the version you like. Miko, you say you like the handwritten version. So this is what's great about this. You get to kind of see the versions that you come up with, right? And iterate till you get it to where you want it. So I'm going to go ahead and remix this now into a video. So you could remix from here as well, right? There's a remix button down here. and I'm going to go ahead and turn it into a canvas video. And just like I showed you earlier, now because we want to take this and create it for TikTok, we want to animate this particular video. I'm going to click this button here, and it's going to analyze the image again because it's a different image, and it's going to come up with a motion video prompt so that it turns it into a video for us. And again, this is a step that you could also read over and tweak if you don't like the way that it's talking about animating this particular video. It's describing the camera performs a subtle continuous push in, a gentle parallax drift as the particle galaxy rotates clockwise, a soft pulse of light blooms at the near contact point every few seconds. So it goes pretty in depth, right? Now, I just want to make sure it doesn't say to remove the text, and it does. So I'm going to take this out, right? No text, no logos, no typography. Let's remove that. Okay, because in this case, I do want the text to remain, but I'm taking out the other mentions. There you go. All right. Now that we've got the image set up, again, make sure you've got VO 3.1 Flash as the AI model, my duration. I'm going to disable audio generation, and I've got 9:16 aspect ratio for the video. And now I'm going to hit generate. And so we are now creating, I think that was 3 videos we did. Yeah, 1, 2. We're creating a third video that we can use to post on social media. And again, you want to post your content daily. You want to teach TikTok and Instagram and YouTube Shorts that you are going to be consistent with content, because the more eyeballs you get, the more streams, the more people that are listening to you, that drives people towards your Spotify or to Apple Music or whatever platform that you want to push people to in order to listen to your full song. You're doing this in 30 to 45 second snippets of your audio, of your music. Now, we are creating these videos all purely with AI based on the concepts from the song. So it's not 100% AI. But you could always do this with your own images, okay? You can upload your cover art to generate these social media assets. You can generate photos of yourself, whether they're selfies or shots of you or shots of other scenes, okay? It never has to be purely done with AI. This is just a way that I could show you how you can do it if you had nothing, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and turn this one into a video as well. So remember the video, here we go. And let's see what it came up with. There you go. So you've got now this asset. What do you think? Look, it kept the text, everything intact. Nothing is misspelled. You've got the animated visual. Look at that. And then, like I said, lyric video, select my song. You click on your library. I'm going to select the one that we just created. Click continue. I'm going to do portrait. I'll go ahead and make that 8 seconds long. I'll go ahead and do fade. And, you know, I want to do a 30-second snippet. I'll just find a spot like right there in the middle. And you know what? We're going to start from a different part of the song. So I started there and click create, and we'll let that one run. Once you get the hang of this, you'll see how you can churn out and generate videos like crazy. Because honestly, without visuals to your music, the algorithms literally won't surface them. That's why visuals are so important. Okay, you become pretty much invisible. And so it's super important to make sure that your music is also seen and coming up with the visuals that represent it in that point. So let me get rid of the lyrics. I don't need them in this particular case. And let's press play.
Can I see you where the stars collide? Underneath the heavens where we can't hide. With every heartbeat pulling me close to.
And so that is the video that you've got now that you could use to post on social. You could tweak it, the transitions, you can select the individual elements and make adjustments to it if you wanted to. Like here you could see I got my fade in or slide or whatever it is. And that's how you create example social media videos that you could post daily onto TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and any other short form platform. I know I did this mid-session, but you can go light or dark mode. I was kind of feeling dark just a second to put it down a little bit, let you preview it. So definitely encourage you to give this a shot. Make content. I tried to show you a lot of variety so you can see what it looks like. You know, we're not going to turn this one into a video, but into the song yet, but I just wanted to show you what it looked like when I brought a person in and the effects that it decided to do based on this. And you can see how cool the visuals look. Really, everything is up to your imagination of what you can create and what you want to animate and what you want to loop all throughout here. So definitely encourage you to do this. And so if we had more time, I would generate a lot more videos and put it together. You know, the other thing that I would say is that you could do that I think is important before we drop off. Now that I created all these visuals, you can now come in and like select 1, 2, 3, 4 as an example. Again, you would come up with different concepts, but you could merge all of them into one particular video. Okay. And it'll mash it together instead of just doing one loop as an example. And you just do the same concept of what I'm doing here and click create. Now, what that'll do is instead of taking the one video and looping it 10 times or however many times in order to fit the duration of the song, it'll now take each individual clip and stitch them together into one video. Again, there's a lot of use cases for how you would do that. It could be because you want to now put these together and put it on your TikTok. That's great. You can use that to create a short lyric video, a music video for YouTube, if you were going to do like 20 or 30 different scenes inside of your video. And so the potential for something like that is limitless. And I'll just show you what that looks like if we were just stitching it together. And again, I'll just take out the lyrics and press play.
Got me wondering, can I see you tonight? Can I see you where the stars collide? Underneath the heavens where we can't hide. With every heartbeat pulling me close to you. Tell me, darling, can I see you too?
So you see what that did there? So you see how you could go from doing short 8-second loops, which work great. Tons of videos get tens of thousands or millions of streams just by that, because it's all about the audio and having a visual to associate to it, to also creating multi-scene videos that you can use for social media, for a lyric video, for an official music video. The potential and use cases are there. So definitely encourage you to try that out. What do you think? Do you like this? Do you see the use case for it? How many videos are you planning to create? I encourage you, go ahead, sign up. If you are watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Drop a comment in the video. Tell us what you think or what you're looking for. Like our video. The algorithms love that. And this helps it to be shared and seen with more people. I'm Sebastian Mora. I am the CEO and co-founder of Visuals and Alphana. I love you all. If you guys need anything ever, just please never hesitate to reach out. That wraps up our session for today, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks, everyone.